Hello, welcome to the Wargamer. I'm your host, Rob. Welcome to Stream Street Day 184. And I am joined in the studio today by Mr. John Scrivens. Hello, John.
Hello.
I'd like to thank
you?
Scrunty Hugh for subscribing. I'm fine. Thanks very much for asking. Could you talk again? You might be a bit quiet. Let me just talk.
How are you, Rob?
Okay, better. Thank you so much. I'm great, but not as great as the Twitch chat. Big shout out to Ziggy in the chat. What up? What up, babe? Hermanista, hello. So today's show, before you get too hype, like John's gonna like meta break 40k or Age of Sigmar. I'm just gonna paint and just chat to you guys, and then John's along for the ride. I got nothing. I've been hanging out with the Marauders this weekend, but not properly, like at a distance of over 18 meters. Hey to Puke Nukem. Oh my god, first time subscriber, long time listener, or as I like to call it, first time dater, long time lover. Is that right, John? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I just wish I hadn't. There's a difference.
Okay, well, yeah. How's everyone? How are you? How's the chat? Any games played yet? No. However, I have done lots of video editing and uploading of stuff. I'm hoping to get gaming next week, which is why I'm painting my Skaven right now.
I thought you were going to say painting skinks.
Huh?
I thought you were painting skinks for a second.
No, I'm painting Skaven. I kind of was tempted to put skink heads on them, and then I could paint them as both, and then I could just trigger everyone forever. But I didn't do that because I'm a legend.
I feel quite uncomfortable at the thought of that.
I think it'll be fine. John, you been alright? What's been going down?
I've been alright. So since we last talked, I called all my friends ugly.
Alright, perfect. Yeah.
And that went down well.
Okay, good.
That's
Wait, do you not do that consistently?
No, I don't beat people down, Rob. That's your job.
Yeah, baby, that's my job. That's my job. I always learned that you just toughen yourself up. You get calluses on your feelings. That's what you do until eventually you can't feel anything at all. That's always been my tactic.
And there is a Michael Douglas film that happens when it finally bottles over as well.
Yeah, perfect. That's exactly what you want to do with your feelings.
I can't wait.
And explode. Dan Doan, I am doing my 60 clan rats. I actually think I'm only a few. So I'm doing 4 colours on the clan rats, and I'm into the second set of colours. So I'm feeling third.
You're halfway there then.
Yeah, so I'm feeling
easily. Cool.
Yeah, so I'm feeling really good about it. And then as soon as the clan rats are done, you basically have a Skaven army, because then you just paint up any old rubbish on top, and you're fucking laughing. Probably not going to do a Screaming Bell for a while because those things look scary. But
yeah, I've got 60 clan rats that I was going to prime, I think 3 months ago.
Why didn't you do it?
Still at work because I looked and went, ugh, even priming them annoys me.
I'm just want to get them done. So like, I'm not giving a shit. Like I'm just banging paint on them, and then I'm going to do weathering on top. So oh my god, and Ixma, thanks also for subscribing. Who are you new people? Puke Nukem and Ixma, new people.
Oh,
they're both first time subscribers, long time lovers. What's going on? Let's see what Twitch chat. What's going on with you guys? That's what I want to know. John, your job. Read out the Twitch chat. Talk to the Twitch chat and me. What's been going on with the Twitch
Pratt
chat?
is painting Space Marines and he's not sorry.
He's sorry. No, he's sorry.
He's sorry. I think people should just own it. At the end of the day, things are not. I had a thought, in fact. Something we can talk about. Yeah. It was painful. I was in the shower and I thought, everyone's kind of saying, oh, the Space Marines having the upper hand at the beginning of the edition. Yeah. But the more I thought about it, everyone having their old codexes are basically like having 8th edition indexes. You've got basic rules. So it's the same as 8th was. It's nothing new. So why are we surprised? It's exactly the same routine. Everyone's got they've got rules, but the new stuff is going to always supersede it.
It's because it's a terrible way to actually produce a game. That's why people are pissed.
Totally.
So there you go. That's why
we should be used to it by now.
You can make an allowance. You can make an allowance for a big reset. You can't make an allowance for something you planned for 3 years.
Yeah,
you know what I mean, can't make.
It makes me think they've obviously just stuck to it because they thought it worked last time, which I disagree. I think it didn't work because Orcs really struggled until they got their book.
It did work if you want to make loads of money.
And that's the factor, I think. And that's I don't want to say it's just how the way things are, because maybe they shouldn't be.
No, that's exactly how it is. What's going on with Squinty Hugh? I've got 26 models left to paint for Just Play Tournament in November 25th. Our skinks, I hear they are popular. They are very popular. Yeah. I think we're probably going to get a national lockdown. I would doubt that there are going to be events for the rest of the year, John.
Yes.
I don't know what you think.
I'm kind of on the fence of whether I'm going to be working at Christmas.
What, like with a job?
Yeah, well, just if we're locked down, like to the degree we were before, I won't be in a shop, will I? So
no. So I think we're going to see that, but teachers still have to go to school, so some people are still working. And if you are one of those people working and listening to the podcast, or you're in a country where you're crushing it, big love to you, and I hope you're well, whatever the situation.
Exactly. Just got to stay positive.
What up to the big goldfish? Hope you're well in the chat. What's going on? Heading to Derby to leave the dirt or at uni. Congratulations. Good luck. Good luck. MJ Beggs has just put our house on the market, and now we've got people driving up our road and staring at the house at random intervals. Creepy.
Nice.
Although, if you're a bit lonely, great way to make some new pals.
Do you want to come see my hobby den?
Yeah, that's great.
It's not a sex dungeon, honest.
I've got 6 Armiger Moriacs to paint for the Battle of Britain team event, says Her Minister. The Battle of Britain team event. Please tell me more.
Yeah. Oh, that's a really cool event that only really cool people were invited to.
Okay, tell me about it, John.
So it's, I believe, a kind of a training exercise for the WTC teams.
Right.
So it's 2 teams from each country, and it'll be from their pool of kind of player hopefuls. So Wales have even got me going. So
are you going?
I was.
Why aren't you now?
Because it doesn't look like it's going to happen for obvious reasons. So
because they don't want you and your ugly mates coming.
Yeah, sure. No, because there'll be a national lockdown, Rob.
Got it, baby.
Tom Layton wanted me to play with 250 grots, and I've only painted 205.
Dear God.
No, but it was very much an exercise in them kind of showcasing how events like that work to hopefuls, interacting with new people to see how they work in the team situation. And also, I think because it was 2 teams, they could have people that didn't normally get to do kind of the coaching side of things do that as well. So
good.
It's the sort of thing you don't really hear about, I guess, unless you're kind of in that circle.
Yeah, classic nepotism. That's what I say. Classic bit of nepotism. Also,
and to be fair, Gary P's in all of the chats, so he's probably on each of the teams.
Oh, Christ. That's fucking, if ever there's anything that's going to make me not be in it. Right, so we should also talk about stuff that other people understand, John, not just random people. So, big shout out to the Hobby Hobo, who's been off AFK for a while. Where you been, Hobby Hobo? Hope you're well. Thanks for joining in. What are the Dreadwoods? Thanks also for being here and being part of the team. Big love to you. Also, we live in Bradford area, and we've just been notified of stronger lockdown restrictions. It will be illegal to sit with friends in a park, even if we're 2 meters apart. Oh, I'm sorry, bud. That's rubbish.
Just go to a pub or a restaurant. If there's a till, you're fine. It won't get you. Stay hydrated, Rob. Is that his painting water, do you think, guys? That's the question.
It's definitely not.
Are you okay?
Bit of sausage roll got stuck in my throat.
It's always a bit of sausage getting the back of your throat, man. It's always the worst.
Sorry, podcast guys. Keep going, John. What are the chat saying?
Yeah.
What are you saying,
so,
chat?
Rona Rob, there we go. So you need to get tested now, Rob. The Dreadwoods baby has arrived this morning. Congratulations.
Congratulations. Oh, nice. Can I
Is that your little sapling?
So can I suggest? Oh yeah, nice. Can I suggest Rob is a great name for a baby? Although if I was ever going to have a baby, I was going to call them Isambard after Isambard Kingdom Brunel. Great name.
What a name!
But I named my dog after that. Then it turned out my dog was a girl, so I renamed her to Izzy. That was perfect. So Isambard is still, and also, I was dating a girl at the time, and she said that she was like, if we have kids, you can't name them after what you named your dogs. I was like, I give a fuck about my dogs way more than I give a fuck about a kid. What you got to say? Like, what you got to say? That's a good. If it's a good name for a dog, it's an even better name for a person. You never get like. There's not like, oh, what's your dog called? Rob. No one's doing that. Like, people are so lazy with naming their kids. Like, but naming your dogs, hilarious. Hilarious dog names. Have you got any dog names in the chat? Please and thank you. I only want to hear good dog names. John, if you were to have a dog, got any dog name thoughts?
I don't know, really. If I was going to have a cat, I was going to name it Snarf, because apparently I like Thundercats far too much.
There you go. That's great. See?
And it would have to be a ginger cat, because in my head, that was the only way it was ever going to work.
Yeah. Hambone, hilarious. Hilarious name for a dog and human baby. Kevin is a good dog name, also excellent. But not a good name for a person. Rubbish. You can't name a child after a dog. I refer you to Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. So that works. We've got a golden lab called...
That is the third best Indiana Jones film, though, so I don't know if we can really use that as a kind of gauge. Because the other two are better, and then there's that one with the stupid aliens and Shia LaBeouf that was my is even worse. Was it? Of course it was. Of course it was, Rob.
That was my favourite one.
You just have to. You have to always.
It wasn't my favourite one. It wasn't my favourite one. I don't think.
You're just doing it to trigger me.
Captain Barkalot, great name. I love that. Buster, says Hobby Hobo, also shit name for a human, unless you're a swamp person. Disagree. Buster's a hilarious name for a human being. He already sounds like a redneck. That's what I mean about... This is what I'm trying to say about Isambard Kingdom Brunel, right? That was his name. His parents are like, what's his... Like John, Frank, Pete, John, Rob, yeah? Any of them names? They were like, no. Fuck that. Isambard Kingdom Brunel. Like, how's he not going to be awesome based off that? You tell me, John.
It's setting a lot of expectation on that poor dog.
Huh?
Or child, or whatever you name it. So they're going to have to live up to that name.
Yeah. It's like Val's baby's called JVP. I imagine not any other actual names, just JVP. That's how I picture it now, just JVP. It's my cat's called Indy, says Squinty Hugh. She's a girl. My other cat's called Hicks, after Michael Bain in Aliens. Nice. See? Anyway.
I think it's important that it has to mean something and not just be, we've called the dog Red because it's got a slightly red tone to its hair.
Also, if anyone's interested, this is what my Skaven look like. I've gone for a red theme, and I've gone for a brown skin tone, and they will be named the Love Rats, and I'm very happy about these. I'm very excited, John.
How are you going to base them?
Just on my regular chaos basing. Have you seen like my fire basing for my chaos stuff? Like magma? Yeah. So I'm doing all chaos stuff. I'm a bit like, creatively locked in now with how all my order stuff, my chaos stuff looks, because all my demons are on the fire base. And if I want to play 40k, I'm going to be using those demons. So if I want to, my plague bearers, not my plague bearers, my plague marines are all going to have to go on also fire bases. So anything I own has to effectively be, that's chaos keyworded, whether it be 40k or Age of Sigmar, will be on like a milliput magma base.
I've got the same problem with my Imperium stuff. Everything's at least astrogranited, weird kind of rubbly stuff, because otherwise it doesn't match if I want to pair it in. So, which is a nice thing to be able to pair things in, but it is kind of like 4 years ago when I first started doing the basing, I was like, cool, this is nice and simple. And now I'm like, I want to do more.
Well, I think Age of Sigmar was really lucky, because obviously if you were into it at the start, it was just Grand Alliance stuff. So you ended up painting up some Sylvaneth and put it on the same base as you put like whatever like else you ended up putting from Order on the base. And then now, like, you can mix and match Chaos so ubiquitously. That's not a word. It is a word, but it's not right. I'm putting them on square bases because someone asked yesterday, the very best hobby tip I can have is you build a model, you then super glue it with a small amount of super glue on a base that you aren't going to be doing anything with. You then paint the model, you then do the bases separate, and then you just stick the painted model on the painted base, and you're laughing. Doing it the other way is mental.
It makes it so much easier to do the base itself without getting texture or paint all over the legs of the model.
Yeah. Which is kind of like, it does look cool when you do that, like, I don't know what the word is, like, when you scuff up a model
Like with the weathering and stuff.
Yeah, it does look cool. Like they're chomping through it.
But some things don't look natural for someone to be standing in.
Mm-hmm.
It makes sense for you to be standing on top of tarmac, not in the tarmac.
Yeah, agreed. So I'm really happy with these, and I'm looking at the basing's rad, so I'm fine with it. I'm just hyped to be playing some games. So this is what, like, during the stream streak, I've just been like, well, I'll paint, chat to you guys, it'll be fun, and then hopefully I can just blast these out. So I might even be able to play some games with them as early as next week, which is going to be
fantastic.
so sweet, because I just really, really like Skaven, and I think I can build some really fun armies with it. Take 2 or 3 Doom wheels and just have some really fun games that aren't like super overpowered. Because some of my other lists are just a bit too strong, like the S tier, Skinks, and Seraphon. Just in case anyone was interested, what tier they are? S. Absolutely.
And you've got salamanders in that pile as well, haven't you? So you've got all the cool toys.
Oh, I've got 12 salamanders fully painted.
Yeah.
Me and Nathan played them the other day. He's just like, I hate this. It's fun.
And at the end of the day, if you're playing just like a quick pickup game with a mate and you bring the S list along, it might not be the most fun use of the time.
No, it's not fun.
No.
Like, it's not fun. Unless I was practicing for something, which I won't be. And Skaven's also an army, like, I think that have got like some real playability in them and it'll be fun. So like,
it's got a depth to the book, hasn't it?
Yeah. It's really cool. It's a really cool book. Really cool book. I'm very, very excited, and it's also come down like a power level enough that I think it's fine to play.
Yeah.
So
I don't feel guilty at the concept of taking Scryer stuff, particularly.
If lockdown continues, will breakfast battles return? Yeah, they could do, actually. That Colonel Cabbage, that is a great question, and yes, probably once we get some of the Super Series stuff out of the way, they could return in force anyway. And I would probably like to do the breakfast battles again.
It's doing those reps, isn't it?
Yeah. I just stopped doing the breakfast battles because, obviously, everyone, I was doing the Super Series, which at the time I was like, sorry guys, I'm doing a thing. And everyone was like, what are you doing? And now you all know what I was doing. Yeah. I could do the breakfast battles again. They're pretty fun. Got me up in the morning. I could have some fun.
I'm not sure if it'll work for 40k though.
Huh?
I don't think Tabletop Simulator will work necessarily for 40k as well, because the terrain interactions and stuff get a bit funny.
Do they?
Because like putting models onto actual terrain and stuff can be a pain in the arse to do quickly. It might just be my kind of how I found it. Just if you've got like rubble and stuff, because they just fall over. Because you need to be like making the most of the terrain and stuff, don't you?
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. Stuffin says, I was so productive in work when you did breakfast battles. How come? What was it about breakfast battles? I know Seraphon have those S tier lists, but I saw a Bat Rip yesterday with less powerful Thunder Lizards list, and it was still really good, says MJ Pegasus. I think Crookskink thing sometimes covers up what is genuinely a broad and interesting book if you don't go into full beast mode. It's a really, really good book. And arguably those Thunder Lizards lists, if you look at Eric Hoger, who ended up with a Thunder Lizard list at the weekend, winning an event. Eric is a particularly good player anyway, but Eric had a Thunder Lizard list and he won an event. It's not that the Seraphon build is good. It's that the Skink build is good. It's that all the builds are good, baby. All of the builds. It's super cheap. Like a Bastillodon for 230 points. There are other monsters that are just crying right now into their soup. Like, no, why are we so expensive? So the Leviathan is looking at the at the Bastillodon is like, am I a joke to you? This is great. So, but hopefully we're going to be getting some major updates for the Idoneth soon. So it should be fine. I tend to listen at work and go back and listen to old ones when you're not live. Oh, nice. Oh, okay. Well, I'm glad that you guys enjoyed the breakfast battles. I would like to bring them back. It would be a really fun time to do that in the mornings, John. Especially as we get into the winter months.
Yeah, it's a reason to get out of that cold, kind of out into the cold.
Say that again?
Get yourself down to the studio and get out of the warm bed and make the most of the day.
Oh my God. I wish you think I do not live in a warm bed.
I'm just trying to be nice, Rob. I don't want people to know that you actually have quite a a modest lifestyle.
I like my life. Fuck you guys. Right, let's talk to me. Has anyone got any questions? John, you got any questions? Anyone got any questions in the chat? Let's go. Let's get going. I want to hear some things and talk to you guys about stuff. Wooden pallet and a blanket. Yeah, basically that.
That sounds too clean.
How dare you? I'm a very clean person.
Well, you called my friends ugly. It's fine.
Listen, if the hat fits, put it all the way over their head because they're ugly. Like,
oh.
Tell you what, Skaven models are sweet as, but they definitely are old.
Yes,
like definitely old, but like they're still so cool. I'd love to see them reinvent the Skaven. Like I bet they'd be so bonkers.
Because the update in kind of technology for doing sculpts and stuff, they've got such potential. Because I was building my Night Runners, and I'm like, these are the same sort of sculpts as they did for Mordheim in 1999.
Oh yeah, the Night Runners and Gut Runners are particularly shit. Like
I was just like, this is hurting.
Yeah, I'm just doing the Skaven slaves, and they're great, and I love the Vermilor kits, just sweet ass.
Oh yeah.
I think I'd like to see what they redo with all the ranges when they happen, but I'm not sure what ranges they'll be releasing anytime soon. So
because it does feel like the way that they've kind of brought Age of Sigmar factions kind of back into line, where you've got like orcs as one big book and all that sort of stuff. It feels like that and 40k, we've kind of got a baseline now, and they've updated some bits and gotten rid of as much of the fine casty stuff as they could. That it feels like the next step is that they do add new stuff rather than just updating stuff, perhaps.
Yeah, I mean, if you actually look, I saw someone post yesterday about Soulblight and the death range. Yeah. So there are vampires, there are necromancers, there are skeletons. There's a lot of that.
The traditional vampires are missing at the moment. It's just the bestial ones in the Flesh Eater Courts, right, at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, they didn't even... they put one new model in. It's like with the Moor tribes. They only actually added one model. They added one model to that range, which was a kick-ass tyrant.
Yeah, but it's just one. But they did the same with 40k, didn't they? So it was just, we'll tide you over with this. Here's a new book. Here's one new model. You're welcome.
Unless it was Marines, in which case you got 62.
I think we had more lieutenant models produced than we had other characters for other armies.
Uh-huh.
I think if we worked it out.
Yeah. It's not even funny, really. Like, it's terrible. No. It's terrible design from a company. Just like...
And the worst bit is people will complain about it, and the same person will complain in the shop at me about it, and then they'll pick up the Space Marine off the shelf and then buy it, and then just look at me coyly like, well, and it's like, well, that's half the problem, isn't it?
Yeah, I guess so. That's why I'm getting into third-party sculpts in a big way, because I just think, well, if you were, I'm getting priced up. I don't know if you've seen it from Titanforge. It's an ogre riding a giant crab. Yeah, it looks amazing.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So I'm going to do Hey Coda Paints. I'm going to put that ogre on a crab, and I'll use that as a Frostlord on Stonehorn. If anyone says anything, I'll be like, what you got to say? Even though I have 3 Frostlords on Stonehorns, I'd just like to point out. Yeah, I have them already. But I'm going to use them. And I'm going to use all the pirate, from Titanforge, all the pirate ogres. Yeah. And
oh, nice. Like, what realm are they going to be from?
Whatever realm I want. Probably the realm of volcanoes. Have you heard of the realm of volcanoes? It's only volcanoes all the time.
Okay.
The realm of fire.
Yeah. So is your Moorpot going to be like a volcano?
It's all volcanoes.
Like a really little one.
It's because I'm like an ignorant Englishman, and anywhere foreign, which is the realm of Ashqui to me, I consider to be just one thing. Like in Spain, I imagine there's just tapas bars and that's it, and people doing salsa in the street. I imagine that's exactly what it looks like, John, and can't change my mind.
As someone that's never been to Spain, I couldn't possibly comment.
Oh, big shout out to Hawkeye in the chat. I just saw him a minute ago. Him and the Marauders. So, because the venue is locked down because of the restrictions, and today also should have been a game between the Marauders and the South London Legion. God damn it. I just saw all of the lovely Marauders a moment ago. Let them in. Made them all a coffee. And they're playing some games on the board. So I hope they're having a great time. Really nice guys. Like, super great dudes. And I spoke to Tim earlier on, Dave actually, sorry. Earlier on from Legio 9, who should be playing next week. And we had a chat about the fact that it definitely isn't going to be on It's just a bit heartbreaking, to be honest, John. All this stuff, but
yeah, it's we've got to be sensible about it though, right? And that's irrelevant of whether the government say it's safe or not. If you don't get the kind of the right feelings for it, doing the right things, the important thing, right? In the grand scheme of things.
I would just like to say that I am gutted, and I mean this in all honesty, gutted that I have to be sensible. Because if you guys know me well enough, you'll know I'm not. So
no, and it says a lot that you are being sensible, though, Rob. That shows how important it is.
Fine. I'm very frustrated. I'd like everyone to know that it's incredibly frustrating, and I want to like kick punch stuff. I actually went into the forest on my bike earlier. I got off my bike and I put on some 80s synthwave pop, and I punch danced my anger out. Yeah.
All right, Hot Rod.
That's what I did. What's this thing about? What's Coders doing in the chat?
So they've got a stream they're doing with the Hobby Room, I believe, where they each have to paint a start collecting box in 48 hours.
Oh, that's cute.
Which I thought was really cool because they've got on the website like a spinning wheel to help you pick as well if you haven't got an idea of what to do. And it's all on the theme of cyberpunk. So you literally have to paint that start collecting box on that theme, which is just like complete like, okay, how am I going to do cyberpunk Skaven? Well, that's quite straightforward, but from that one box as well. It's such a cool idea.
You had my interest, but sir, you now have my attention.
I know, right? Yeah. And I was like, I might try doing it because I'm free that weekend now.
Wait, John, you're going to paint an army in 48 hours?
I may as well.
So it look like your other armies. Perfect. It's just so easy.
I've won painting awards, thank you, Rob.
Fucking set them up and knock them down. That's how you get your punch anger out.
So just remember this, Rob, when you ask me to do something really fucking boring, and I'm like, sorry, Rob, I'm actually a bit busy right now.
That's fine.
And in reality, I'm there finger painting my figures.
Oh, Cyberpunk ogres sound really fun. That's cool. I would like to. I might. I don't know what. I'm gonna do my Skaven super quick, dirty, ugly. It's just gonna be, just horrible. My dating profile is what they'll be, and then. and then I don't know what I'm going to do after that. I know that my Death Guard is still there to be finished, but I'm taking a little bit longer on my Death Guard, and I've become a little bit disheartened with them, if I'm honest with you. Because so Jonathan Etland, love him, happy birthday to him. He painted up this amazing Death Guard model, and it's just so much cooler than anything I can do, and I'm just super pissed. So, and then I painted my guys up. I painted my guys up, and they just look okay. And I just am like, ugh. It's why I don't think I paint sometimes, because as soon as I start painting them, I'm like, well, you objectively look worse than your potential unpainted. Does that make sense?
I think it's better for you to put some paint on, and then you can come back to them, and then at least you've got them on the tabletop painted, than to be sat base coated and you kind of go, argh. I think it's better to get part way there. And just don't be so hard on yourself. Like, we can't all be like the coat of paint level painting all the time, right?
No, I get that. That's why I'm just like banging these out. I'm just like, fuck it, let's just get them done, right? So whatever. And I probably should also. I could probably learn those better if I watched the tutorial. But like,
just thin your paints a little bit more.
I got thin all the time, bruv. I'm not complaining.
Straight from the pot, man.
It's fine. I just want to get them done so I can play. So I don't give a shit.
Well, Death Guard's a good shout to get done next for you because they are before the end of the year, aren't they?
The book.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you also can't get any. I also can't get any Plague Marines at the minute. They're sold out everywhere. No Plague Marines for Bobby. Yeah, None of them. So.
Yeah, I don't have it on my shelf at the moment. I don't think.
Yeah, no, they're sold out everywhere, bruv. Can't get them for love nor money. Although I was thinking of just like doing some conversions.
Just buy some Mark III armor. Job done.
I've got some. That's why I started building the Terminators and Marines from the Betrayal at Calpox, and I thought I could like spiky bits them up or something.
Well, it's the right armor. It's the decalcificated versions of them, right? So.
Ooh, apparently, Rob goes to pop the monkey. Please, hello. Not giving Games Workshop some money and get myself some Plague Marines. You had my attention, but now, I've done that wrong. Fuck. Okay.
Oh well.
I'm just excited for playing some games. I'm just excited for playing some games. And to answer someone in the chat, we could potentially do some games at the T Sports Arena in smaller numbers. We are going to do an Honest Wargamer 40k match on Thursday night between me, Nick, and Tom. So we're going to set some. I'm going to do some tech specs and set some stuff up at the venue. But it does take quite a few people to properly run a stream. But it will be fun in the future. It will be fun in the future to do some small, like, 2-man tournaments, some showcase tournaments with some showcase commentators. It's kind of the plan, John. I just want to fix all the tech stuff before before we run into that. But probably in a month's time, maybe 6 weeks, we'll be up and running where we'll have like little showcase games. And I'll be like, watch me battle against this guy. And then these 2 guys will commentate, etc., etc. And then you can watch, which will be fun, right?
Yeah, that's the kind of thing I'd be up for, at least watching.
You don't sound excited.
Well, I'm never that excited, Rob.
Oh my god!
I keep my emotions in check because otherwise you just smash me down. You go, "Whoa, you're not allowed to enjoy things, John." Bang!
You're an emotional black hole tonight, John. Emotional black hole. Come on, what's going on? What's going on? Is it you bothered about being locked in again? Is that what's stressing you out?
I've probably got that low level kind of frustration for that, but also right now I should be in a really small little office space, standing, pressing buttons, and I'm not, and that frustrates me because I really enjoy being far too warm in a small space.
I got you a little fan and everything for this week. I got you a little.
Do you know why I'm not excited? As well as we're in that limbo of we know the inevitability of a really solid Space Marine book and potentially an alright Necron book.
Yeah. And
that's all we're going to see for a while. And I already see a lot of Space Marines. I have for the last 18 months. Just
are you a bit frustrated?
Well, it's just I like playing my Space Marines, don't get me wrong, but I also would like it where everyone else got a chance to shine as well. So
okay. Yeah.
And we're going to see a lot less of that if there's less events as well, because then there'll be less people looking at stuff. And I don't know. It just feels like that there's kind of the game 40k has been on hold for months as it is, and it's not going anywhere yet. And it's just like I just want to get going. I want it all. You know what it's like. You want all the stuff, and I want it now.
Yeah, I think that's why. Like, I'll be honest. I don't think COVID has affected this very particularly much. And if COVID wasn't here, we would all be playing loads of games. There'd be loads of tournaments, so that would create all the interest and drama. But I think for our part of the hobby, at least for you, John, for me, for the Honest Wargamer dudes, like the hobby for us is events. Like it's a big part of everything that we do. The gossip from events, the drama, the results. Like it's an important part. Like. And that not happening is upsetting and frustrating, and I can understand that. It's
a big part of kind of big part of the social piece, right? For me, like the hardest bit of being locked down, where I could only go out to go get food, was I didn't get to see my friends, and the threat of that, I guess. And as a result, that was me playing with those friends at 40k quite often. Not having that was just like it was tough, and I think the threat of that coming back is just like no, you can't force me.
Okay, all right, fair enough.
But
I don't know.
I'll be fine. I'll get over it.
I'm just using it as an opportunity to just blast through armies. I think is going to be is my focus. Like, and I know that it's not that thrilling, but it does mean at the other end I'll just get to keep playing games consistently. Like I've done almost 3 armies in the past 6 months. That's pretty good going.
That's not bad at all.
Like that's pretty
good.
All, yeah. And then
that's
I've
solid,
done
right?
Yeah, and I've done additional elements. Actually, thinking about it, I've done additional stuff in that 6-month period as well. Like some additional stuff for orcs and some other things. So that is not bad. And I wouldn't even say that I was going for it hell for leather.
And that's a lot of that is because you've gone right. I've got an hour a day where I've got an opportunity to paint, and I think having a structure really helps for that. Because I don't have a structure like that. It's more I kind of come home from work and go, well, I've got 20 minutes. I'll do a bit of painting. And if I don't feel I need to, I don't. When I probably should, just to get some stuff done.
Yeah. I hear you. I haven't always. Some of the shows I barely paint anything at all. Like today, I'm just taking the opportunity because I can feel like I'm near the cusp of this, just to talk to you guys and just do this. You know, like we were meant to be live during the TSN stuff today, so like I didn't have anything prepped that was going to be super special, so I just thought I'd hang out and shoot the shit.
Yeah.
Shoot the shit. Intern Matt, WhatsApp me back, you bitch. Yeah, like.
How dare you, Rob? You never reply to anyone else.
It's a shame people aren't able to play more games because marine balance issues aside, the core fundamentals 40k are pretty damn good, and it's a great game. Born Again Man Child, I'm very excited about playing. Very excited.
I'm really enjoying playing it. It's just not having necessarily the variation of people to play, which is, I know, kind of a me problem. It's like going to clubs and stuff was good as a way of kind of playing other armies and stuff. So maybe it's just more I need to play different things myself.
Yeah. Oh, Dave's done 1.5 to 2 armies over lockdown. Good job, Dave. That's great. That's really, really good. And then also, Intern Matt's only done 3 models. Can I just say again to Born Again Man Child, I actually think both games, Age of Sigmar and 40k, are in a great place. I think Age of Sigmar's a little fucked because of skinks, yeah? But like, it's very rare where there isn't like a situation where we're a bit fucked. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like, Age of Sigmar is pretty much like, oh, the game's pretty good. What about these guys? Yeah, just ignore them. And then everything's all right. Like, you're like, let's put a pin in that one army normally. Like, if you put a pin in Slanesh, the game was a great game during that point.
Yeah.
But
so what do they need to do to sort of correct that?
What, the skink issue?
Yeah.
Just
is it a points thing?
Yeah, it's just a points thing. You just get too many bits. Like, skinks should probably be 80 points. And I know some people will be like, ugh, but they should definitely be 80 points. I think that's fine. Like, 60 points for 10 is dumb. They got a shooting attack. They're fine. They're good. Like, I reckon they should be 80 points. The skink characters all need like 30 to 40 points putting on them. Croak needs like 100 points putting on him. And then you'll sort pretty much everything will like end up sort of settling down because you'll just have one less skink priest, and then you'll have 2 blocks of 40, but like they're going to cost you an additional 80 points now, so it's 160 points you lose out of the list. That works, and then you just lose a character or 2 here, or you lose that unit of salamanders or razordons or the additional bit. It doesn't stop the skinks being brilliant with all their buffs, but it does pull that back. So I think just that, and you'll be fine. It's not a big deal. Yeah. Moon Tyrannid says, I have to paint an army in 3 days. Wish me luck. Good luck, Moon Tyrannid. You are fast.
Dip it.
Yeah.
Dip it.
Winner Dave says, I've done tons of painting yet somehow failed to complete much. That's okay. That's okay. If you've been jumping around, have you been able to stick on one project, John? Because without an event coming up, or have you jumped around a lot?
So because of Indomitus dropping and I had to get them painted, I did kind of focus more on my Marines. Mm-hmm. But before that, I was just going, right, I'm going to paint half of this model, get bored, paint this model, get bored. And I just kept kind of dotting around and I wasn't getting any of it done. So okay. I kind of think it's nice to go, right, I'm going to do 3 units on this army and just do a block. I think it's the way I need to go because otherwise I just don't keep focused.
Yeah, I think I just do a project. I'm just like, I write a list and then I paint the list.
Yeah.
And then I get excited. I'm like, and then if I want to add anything additional, like with my Zinch, I like painted my list. And then GHB is like, it hasn't wrecked the list, but it's changed some bits around on it.
It adjusted.
Like, yeah, maybe I'll add this, maybe I'll add that. But I guess that's the thing with the Zinch stuff is specifically Zinch is that it's kind of you're going down a list straight away. That's what I quite like about the Skaven stuff. It feels like once I do these 60 Skaven slaves, I can just add things on. I'm like, do I want to add?
It's your foundation, isn't it?
Yeah. Which, do you know what I quite liked about the core / battle line of 8th edition? You painted your unit or your core, and then you were like your battle. Well, it wasn't called battle line then. I think it was called core back then. You painted it, and then you're good. You're just like, cool, we're good to go now. I can just add on the rare bits or the heroes or the monsters or whatever the situation.
Yeah, and then you can switch them out depending on what suits your mood to some extent, right?
I wouldn't even mind there being. I wouldn't even mind there being compulsory troops / battle line for armies, and that way it just kind of sort of like you've done up. I don't like it because it would really affect creativity, but I like that it would just be like, cool, I've done the stuff I need to do right now, and here I go. Does that make sense?
Yeah. So I found that with 40k, it's like if you get the crux of like the basic troop choices that you'd need if you wanted to do a battalion, that's how I was building lists. I'd go, right, if I've got this painted, these are the 3 new things I want to try out. They'll be the next things I paint as a result. And it would give me a focus because it was that list I was working towards.
Yeah, that's actually probably the best advice I can give anyone is paint up your troop choices first. Like with this Skaven project, for instance, I'm just painting up these guys. And once this is done, I'm like, cool, I'll do a Doom Wheel or Thankwall or whatever, right?
Yeah, because I did it the opposite, and I then stopped. I painted my Bombardier and did my big Skaven dude, the Vermin Lord, and then kind of got, I've got to now do 60 models. Which was probably the wrong way completely.
Yeah, don't do that way at all.
That hurt. That was me in lockdown. I just went, cool, I'm now going to
you eat your vegetables first, and then you get the tasty meat afterwards.
I like vegetables.
Huh?
Oh, I like vegetables, though.
Yeah, I like vegetables, too. I actually eat my vegetables, and then I eat the rest of my vegetables. So I'm laughing. I'm like, start with the good stuff. But, yeah, you eat your dinner, and then you get your dessert, basically. Yeah.
Yeah,
always,
totally. Yeah.
Always start
so
with
I quite often do that. If I'm doing like a troop choice unit and I've done like I've put myself through doing 5 to 10 models, I go, right, my reward is I now get to do a character, and it'll just keep me going.
I'm going to start Rob's hobby tips. It's going to be so good. Get your battle line, paint them up fast as you can, make them look
get them tabletop. They don't need to look special. You put the time and effort into the characters at the end of the day.
Don't even make them just fucking get them ready. You know, just get them on the table, lads. Start playing some games.
Exactly.
Woohoo!
A paint job's better than no paint job. That's the way I, in my head, envisage it. Yeah. And I've set myself a kind of rule that I broke this week for the first time in 3 months, that I will only play with painted figures. Because then that forces me to go, right, I definitely have to.
Yeah, I'm not going to do that. Probably.
It was too hard.
Can I tell you, have you ever seen that meme and it was like, well, that was a fucking lie? Do you know the one I mean?
He did not do that.
This is me in every situation. I get a brand new model that I'm really excited about because it looks beautiful, yeah? And I'm like, okay. Yeah. And I'm like, I look at it and I build it and I'm like, okay, yeah, I'll paint this I'm going to sub-assemble this. I'm going to do this and then I'll paint each bit up individually. So I'll sub-assemble it and then I'll play with it with just like one leg on a base. But then eventually, like, I'll say to my opponent, you know, look, I'm just sub-assembling it and painting it in bits. And then I promise you, like, I'll paint it properly after. And they're like, yeah, cool. Well, that was a fucking lie, John. Like, I have a billion models sub-assembled, like, built in sub-assemblies. Yeah, in little boxes. And I'm just like, where's this bit? Where's this bit?
It's like, I've got boxes just like this, just piles of sprues and half-built figures. Yeah, like, what have I done?
You're like, why is it half built? It's like, because I'm going to paint it properly, and then I'm going to stick it together properly. And they're like, but you're not going to. Just stick it all to fucking together, spray it a colour, do some, like, whatever, and then just fucking get on with it. That's what I think. And
those bits that you would be painting on the sub-assembly that are behind a cloak, you will never see. You're not going to see that Space Marine's butt behind his cape. It's fine.
So Pete in the chat says, I play with unpainted, unfinished models, but I have a vow that every time I use them, I will at least have some new progress on them. But Pete, vows are so like 18th century, like not even that, 12th century. A vow, a holy vow. You like, what's the punishment? That's what. So, like, if you don't finish
lashes,
excommunicated from the church. That's you, Pete.
You're not allowed to that club anymore.
I mean, he runs a club, so it's probably old yogurt pots to keep all the bits together. Yeah, I wonder how many people. There's someone listening right now who's like, "Stop attacking me, Rob. I have sub-assembled all these armies. Like, I've got a heresy Fulgrim." And a heresy Vulcan, yeah? That I built as sub-assemblies, John, and I'm like, I'm going to paint these properly when I get round to it. That was like 4 years ago. I'm never going to do that. I've never...
That's why I didn't buy the lion.
I
was like, that's why I didn't buy the lion. People are like, oh, you could just paint him in your own time. I'm like, it just sit there.
Winner Dave says...
I'm scared to...
Hey, this is fun. Winner Dave says, true story, I have actually been excommunicated from a church. Question, was it for breaking your vow of painting models? Because that would be fine.
So whenever I have a Chinese takeaway or an Indian takeaway and they give me sauces, they give me these lovely little tubs, Rob. I save these and put all my sub-assembled models in them. So I have piles and piles of little plastic tubs with lids full of models and bits. And the best bit is none of them are labelled. So I pick it up and go, well, there's some Skaven. Oh, that's some Space Marine, but those are Death Watch Space Marines. I better label them properly. Woof, completely different type. Yeah, it's quite stressful to look at.
It's brilliant. It's brilliant.
That's why the background's hidden.
I love all the people in the chat right now who are just confessing their sins. There was a nightclub. I might try and talk to John, actually, try and get this organised for Bobo. There's a nightclub in Nottingham, and they run a night called the Pop Confessional. So there's a booth next to the DJ booth, and you go in and you confess what music you love. Like that's like a secret, because you love a cheesy banger. Like Britney Spears' "Hit Me One Time" is obviously like a full banger. Yeah, slap super hard. Don't at me any point. It's Raining Men, slap super hard. Incredibly good song. Again, don't at me. But that you'll go in. So that would be cool to have at an event where you have the hobby confessional, and you go in and you like draw the curtain like. So yeah, last year I bought a £1,000 army. I've never actually opened it or played with it or done anything, and it's just in a box, and I don't want to tell anyone or something similar. You know, obviously not confessions like I put a water pot up my bum. Not that sort of confession, but you know, you never know what's going to happen. Huh?
Oh god, that sounds like a can of worms, Rob. I'm not sure the world is ready for that yet.
Also, Tywin in the chat said, Rob loves Hanson Umbop, and the answer is yes, I do.
Of course.
That's a fucking banging tune, John.
That was on Now 38. That was one of my first CDs that I got whilst in primary school. And those guys have grown into some very handsome young men. Okay. Just going to say that.
All right, fine. The Matt Rulosic in the chat, Toxic is clearly the superior Britney song. I will agree with him. That is also a great Britney song. No arguments from me. No arguments. No one likes Jerry Halliwell's version of It's Raining Men at all. At all. Although, no, I'm not getting into it.
She's from around my neck of the woods, so we hear enough about her as it is.
So, John, let's talk about this. What are you going to do with all these things that you've got stashed? What's going down?
Well, what I've been doing, I've been actually clearing out a lot of my shit. So I've been going, right, I'm never going to paint this Alariel, but no one seems to want to buy an Alariel off me. I don't know why. Is there something wrong with the model? I can't figure out.
Yeah.
But no, I've been trying to, if there's projects that I'm not really looking like I'm going to get done, I'm being a bit brutal with it and just going, right, just clearing it out, put that towards something that I actually do need.
Okay. All right. And how's that going? Is it going well?
I'm making those hard calls. It's been all right. I'm going to be clearing out my Sisters of Battle soon because I bought them at the beginning of the year and went, yes, I'll start this as a project and I might take them to events in a couple of months' time.
Okay, well, that's a good start.
You know what happened.
Yeah,
most are still in boxes.
I sold my Chaos War Mammoth to John, which I was heartbroken to do. But John's a super good dude, so like I'm really happy that it's gone to a super good dude at least. But I was really sad about the loss of the War Mammoth. Trying to get rid of that, and then there's other stuff like So I'm sat on tons. My favorite army, John, as you well know, is my Heresy Mechanicum army. Yeah. And I'm sat on tons and tons of it. It's not going to see play, but I still want it because, like, if there's anything I've ever collected just for the sake of collecting, it's my Heresy Mechanicum. I just think that they're absolutely badass.
That's probably your one exception. Then you should just not touch them as something that you purge. But like you were just saying about those two Heresy Primarchs. If they're still been there after 4 years, man, get them a new home. Why not?
Yeah. No, I
get
sold
them somewhere that they can be appreciated.
Yeah, it's true. But who would appreciate a Heresy Fulgrim? A weirdo. That's who'd appreciate it.
It's on my list, Rob.
What, Heresy Fulgrim?
Because I am a weirdo. Yeah, I kind of like him as a Primarch. I think he's interesting.
He's fun.
Yeah.
He's definitely fun. He's also like a big baby. Why is he listening to that demon in his
head?
Yeah, well, you listen to that demon in your head, you weirdo. What up to Owen Jackson in the chat? He's off to play some real Warhammer today. Blood for the blood god. Let's go. Get it in that. Oh, and you get that one game in before lockdown again, baby. You get it in. Also, big shout out to Anna. Anna! That's Owen's lady, who's great. She's a great lady. Yeah, it's there. I'm sending it in the post right now. Shut up, Colonel Cabbage. Shut
up. That's why you should hide what's behind you, Rob. What happened to your green screen?
I took it down. I'm actually in the process of... So one of the days this week is I'm actually going to make my backdrop / the Honest Wargamer studio where I do this particular show from and the other shows. I'm going to make it fancy AF. So I'm just going to make sure the venue's all sorted. And then this show is going to be getting an upgrade. That's right, Honest Wargamer fans. You're going to be getting upgrades. You're going to be getting like little 10-minute videos where I'll be like, let's discuss why skinks are good. And I'll be like, this why. And then a video will like close off. But somehow I'll make that subject 10 minutes long. Well, specifically under 10 minutes, 9 minutes, 50 seconds. Don't know how I'll do that. Cool. Yeah? I'll say things like, the thing you need to realize is... the way that skinks operate is because of, like a bit of a Kirk. Have you seen the YouTubers who Kirk it? Where they leave long pauses and they just do it for like 9 minutes. And I'm like, how have you made this subject 9 minutes long? Is the real question. Because I think you make a subject 1 minute long or 2.5 hours. Yeah.
There's no in between, really.
No in between. No in between. Like, this is my pitch for Skinks Are Good in 1 minute. Ready? Skinks are great because they're 60 points for 10 and they can do loads of mortal wounds and they can teleport. End of conversation. End. Clip. And you can just send that to people. Clip it right now if you want. Send it to someone. Easy. I can make these all day, John. You want me to do another one? Pick me a unit and I'll give you a review.
You've got all day to make them, right? Okay, then. Nurglings.
Nurglings are great in 40k because you can take 40 of them, push them up the field, make it so your opponent can't move, give them an incredibly poor game. In Age of Sigmar, they're terrible, but you can chuckle while you use them. Review done.
Bang.
Easy. Should you collect them? 40k, yes. Age of Sigmar, no.
But if you have them for one, you can have them for the other. So it's that piece as well, right?
No, it's too many words. If you don't know that, you're a fucking idiot. Like, this 1 minute reviews are for the fucking sensible lads. Yeah, they're not for the idiots in the room. Nuh-uh. 1 minute.
Well, I'm out then. I'm out.
You're not an idiot, John.
I just have ugly friends. Which makes me an idiot.
Okay, Cruxigores. Cruxigores are terrible models produced in Finecast by Games Workshop, and you can get alternate models from somewhere else. You can buff them up a bit in Seraphon, and a particular guy called Eric thinks they're good. However, they're not really, and you should just collect skinks, or salamanders, or anything else. Cruxigore, done. See? What do you think of my new project, John?
I think it's great.
I can review the whole Age of Sigmar range in like 3 days.
I think that's what you're doing next week then. And maybe release them on Patreon in advance of releasing them publicly.
No, because we do everything for free. Like, that's the point. Like, the Patreon guys support us because we just do make everything for everyone. And it's just like, cool. They're literally like superstars. They're just like all content for everyone. They are.
I'm too wired to be like TSN now, where it's like we've got to make money out of everything.
How dare you? One thing we're making money out of. Yeah? One thing, you arsehole. Right? One thing.
I've got him, guys.
Yeah.
Mention money and Rob gets upset.
Spicy Saturday returns. Oh yeah, I remember that Saturday where I was super tired. That was great. Snakes on a plane. Oh, also big shout out to Perkysaurus in the chat. Look at him. His little first emote.
Yeah.
Also, if you guys have subscribed to the TSN, you might have some new emotes. #? You might want to check in your little folders to see if you've got some new...
I don't sub. The truth's out.
Wow, John, you fucking monster. To be fair, you are the one running. You are the one running it. You are. Oh no, is there only the T-Sports one? There's meant to be some more.
I don't know if they've been added or not. I know that they've been completed.
They've been added. All right, soon.
It takes time for they if they're the first batch you're doing, they need to go through approvals.
Okay. I see. See, one of the things is we're going through the review stuff for the T-Sport stuff now. But then once that's done, redo the venue for the Honest Wargamer. Then, review all the Honest Wargamer stuff, and we're going to have the best time. It's going to be great. Yeah. I mean, keeping the jet emoji is obviously forever. That's the future. Although I think the Roblin needs an update.
Yeah. Then there's something we could do to make it slightly more exciting.
Yeah. Something fancy. That'd be fun. But I'm gonna I'm gonna get I'm gonna get the things where you can like donate some cash and just have videos play, like the text voice stuff. We're definitely gonna do that in the show. But I'm gonna introduce it and not tell Nathan, so it's gonna be amazing. Just some voice is gonna chip in, some weird fucked up stuff. Yeah, we need a COVID update for the Roblin. We need a COVID Roblin, John.
Yeah, with a mask on.
Yeah.
Maybe that covers the entire face.
Yeah, true. Hey, Rice Man, welcome to the stream, and shout out to everyone who has joined us.
Pete Pratt's mentioned about Goonhammer's review of the objective markers.
Oh, yeah,
you saw that right yesterday, Rob?
Yeah, it was nice.
Pretty cool, wasn't it?
It was cool. I don't think they understand quite how much the stuff costs, but
yes,
like they said it was expensive, which I guess it is.
But a fair price, which was interesting. It was like, it's a fair price, but they're still expensive. It was like,
yeah, no,
I don't know.
It's good enough.
It felt kind of like it was a positive review because we've had lots of people popping up on the store as a result. So,
good.
So there is some left, I believe. There's not many though.
Yeah. I mean, either people like them or they don't like them. You know, I have some feedback about them from when we did the TSN event last week. I felt they were too shiny on the tabletop,
yes,
and they were always meant to be like as non-intrusive as possible on the table. So
it's that's lighting them is very hard to do, I think.
Yeah. Have you tried the 40k ones yet?
I have. They were revolutionary, and
really?
I've got the little coins that we did as well.
Oh, yeah.
When someone owned them, I flipped the colour. It was so fun to do. I was like, I'm very simple, obviously, because I really enjoyed watching the colour change. I was like, I've lost that one. It's now blue for you, Tom. Sorry, ugly Tom.
Did you assign yourself colours?
Yes, because we on the maps, depending on which deployment zone you use, that's the colour.
Really? So
yeah,
it integrates with the game system.
Boom.
No. Sounds shit. Yeah. Don't get them. No one buy them.
Because it was Scorched Earth, there was A's and B's, and they were labelled correctly as well.
Fucking hell. You guys in the merch team, the development team and the merch team are wild. You guys have got some crazy
There was a brief.
Shit you guys have
it was produced with a brief, Rob. There was actually a plan this time.
Fucking hell. Nightmare situation for that team. They are. Did you see the some side note? Did you guys see the joke Battle Scribe update?
Yes, they've been doing that for months. They just write really sassy things in there.
So the way it works is, as I understand it, is that all of the Battle Scribe information is kept like in a separate place, and lots of people contribute to it. So when they update it, the devs for actual Battle Scribe, instead of not the data team. Instead of just being like, okay, you've done something, then they do a tweet. They've just made it so you can fill in a field and automatically update Twitter. But then one of the guys on the data dump, used that to make a joke and troll everyone and was like, lol, we've had a DMCA, from Games Workshop, we can't do it. And everyone lost their fucking minds. As you would expect, right? It did make me, for a small moment, just think, what the fuck would you do in 40k without Battlescribe at the minute? And the answer is, cry? Cry? Is it the answer cry?
There's this one thing I used to do, Rob, where I get a piece of lined paper out and a pencil and drive myself mad for probably an hour and a half writing out my list. Bollocks. It was fucking horrendous.
Bollocks. I was literally just talking to Tom and Tony about this a minute ago, and I was like, what did you guys do in the past for old editions? And he was like, it was a terrible time, Rob. It's pen and paper. We all paid £15 for Army Builder. That was a thing.
Yeah, spreadsheets are a route, but it's faff. You want it to be as easy and quick as possible.
Apparently, the bar on Saturday says the spreadsheet crew will rise up to defeat everyone. To be fair, Battlescribe is pretty great, and I think the data files you have on your phone or your PC once you've downloaded them. So you can get basically everything up to date right now if you download it, which is a good start off point if they do shut down everything for some reason.
Or we could just use the official app.
I'm not going to use the official app even when they launch it, like on principle at this stage. I'll just give it like, nah, fuck them. Like I will do pen and paper instead. Or I will message you. Put these units into the app for me. If Backscribe went away, someone would Google Doc it. Yeah, I think so. I think actually, necessity being the mother of invention. If Backscribe went away, you'd probably end up with like several development people making several apps very quickly in that time period. Like
the Hydra methodology, right?
Yeah, and they'll all live in Russia, so they'll never be taken down again. I think is the key part there. Yeah, what is the status of the app now? Does anyone know? Because I deleted it and I'm not a part of it forever.
Let's have a look. So you can reference everything still.
Okay.
The core rules are there, and that's it. So it's the same as it was.
Didn't they say that they'd have it updated by now?
It was open-ended on the Battleforge thing, whatever that was meant to be, like the full army building thing.
Okay.
But it seems an improvement, but it's more. This is how it should have been from the get-go, and the FAQs are on there now, and you can search
like PDFs?
No, they are as literally files. So you don't load a PDF. You actually get to so like core rules. They come up like that.
So the FAQs are in there. Not the FAQs aren't integrated into the individual data sheets where applicable.
No, it's literally a whole separate thing.
Bollocks.
But they're not Google Docs. Yeah, it's a step forward, but not the full step.
Okay. It's
just like a half step. It's just like, cool. Let us know when you finished actually producing it.
Oh, yeah. Don't let me know.
Maybe launch it when it's actually ready would be my feedback. But
I can't believe how much of a travesty that was. But like, it's easy to forget, right? Like we're all
everyone's gone. Oh look, new Marines. We forgot about that now.
Maybe that's the I swear the dev team are implementing our world-beating track and trace system. They are doing that.
Hang on, let's just check whether Dido Harding has something to do with this app.
I don't know who that is. Sorry. Who's Dido Harding?
The track and trace. That's the person whose company's doing it.
Dido Harding's doing all the track and trace on her own. That's going to be so hard to do.
That's why it's world beating, because she's obviously really good at it.
Is it the one? Is it the Dido from the music?
No.
That's just plain Dido, no second name, right?
Because otherwise it'd be waving a white flag saying, "I give up. It's harder than it seems."
It's funny. It's musical throwback. Love that. Good one.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, it's been a pleasure talking to you, John. I'd like everyone to know that I've only got maybe like 20 Skaven left to do the wood on, and then I've just got to do the metals, and then I've just got to do the wash, and then I've got 60 Skaven slaves. And then I don't even know what to paint after that. Definitely a Doom Wheel. And an Arch Warlock and Doom
How are you going to paint the Doom Wheel? Are you going to build it fully and then just paint it?
Not at all. In fact, actually, I'm going to build it with as few parts as possible on it. Like, as few parts. Like, probably not even have the rat inside it. I might just make it just a wheel of wood. I might even just buy a wagon wheel, stick it on a base, and put a rat on top. How's that sound?
It sounds like you're in the ETC team for England, though.
No.
If that was still a thing.
No, I'm not good enough. I'm going to really downplay my ability to play Warhammer over the next couple of years. I'm going to be like, I'm just a fun guy, whatever. That's my plan. Intentionally throw games. And then I'm going to sneak in to like the biggest tournament and then crush face. But probably not going to be my plan. Did you see that thing that apparently it doesn't matter how skillful you are anyway, it's only what powerful army you play?
Yeah, so you're obviously playing the army wrong if you lose with a really strong army anyway.
Yeah, take of that what you will, Twitch chat. Yeah. But it's been a pleasure talking to you, John.
It's been alright, I suppose.
Oh, come on. I want to give you like a hug. It's because you should have been here and I should have been like giving you sassy things in your ear. Do you want us to do some like...
And I would have just been like, cool, I need you to keep your distance, Rob, purely because you make me uncomfortable. So you've cheered me up now.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
All right. Like, listen, don't worry, bud. Like, life's gonna be okay eventually. Like, and we'll all
yeah,
and we're all pals. So it's just gonna take time. Like, and it's shit. I know, but
but it's gonna be all right. It'll be fine.
To quote Ragnar Lothbrok from Vikings, who told you had to be happy every day? Yeah, exactly. Just don't worry about it. Just chill out. Just go outside and look at the trees. Unless there are no trees where you are. Have you got any trees?
Oh, there's loads of trees, yeah. I live in the countryside. Yeah. Can't you see behind me? I've got at least 3 trees. And a brewery shop.
Seraphon are not fine, Owen Jackson. Seraphon are an S tier army and not a B tier army, but that requires you to know. Zango Jack, all we need to do is eat the rich and then we'll all be fine. Couldn't agree with Zango Jack anymore. Let that be my rallying cry for the end of the stream today, and join us again tomorrow where we'll talk more about Warhammer and our deep love for it. And John, take care of yourself.
Yes. I'll try. I might go paint some. I was painting last night some Deathwing Knights, so I might finish them.
Yeah, that's it. And then maybe just start assemble all your sub-assemblies. Stick them together. You'll feel really good. Just stick them all together. Yeah. Just be like, all my sub-assemblies assembled. Yeah? And then paint them up.
I don't even own Necrons, but for some reason I've got Necron Warriors on my desk. I just don't even know anymore. So I don't want some old Scarabs. I think I was using them as basing. Oh. God knows. No wonder I'm broke.
Oh my God, I'd love a Chinese. Someone saying get a Chinese. Yes, please. Yeah, get a Chinese, John, and then put more sub-assemblies in them.
Yes, more pots. Pots for Pots King.
Right, everyone look after yourselves. Stay healthy, stay well. Ziggy, Owen, Zangojat, Moon Tyranid, Bar on Saturday, MJ Pegasus, Intern Matt, yes. Winner Dave, Born Again Manchild. Look after yourselves. Thank you to everyone else on Patreon. Couldn't survive without you. You guys are the legends. Podcast heroes. Stay hydrated. Stay homies of the hydro. And look after yourselves. Yeah. And if I've got one thing I can say is all hail the Rat King. That's what I'd like to be known as eventually, the Rat King. Has anyone got that title yet?
Yeah, there's a character in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
He's called the Rat King?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
You need to wear bandages, Rob, because then you'll look like a martial artist and a rat.
Oh my God. Shut up, Intern Matt, the Twat King. All right, I'm out.
I miss you, Matt.
Fuck you, Matt. Right, I'll see you everyone later. Have a great day. Goodbye.